Hey guys, here, aka Genius. So recently, of course, the F1 season has begun in real life. So this is the perfect time to start up another season on GTA 5 as an F1 championship to replicate as much as possible. Season 2. Season 1 already took place with Apex Stalkers that was specifically doing it for their crew on last gen on PS3, but now they've opened it for anyone that wants to take part for this. Of course, there's all the information on the screen right now. You can pause it and check out for yourself, but there's also information in the description regarding this as well for the full details. But I'm going to explain briefly what to expect from this and how to go about it as well. So it's basically going to be restricted just for the Turismo, so best replicate the F1 cars exposed in GTA 5 as much as possible. Along with that, there will be 22 drivers selected by myself, JVD, and Elmist, the hosts, where we're looking for, of course, the most talented, most consistent, and the most skillful racers out there who can cope with this. Each Grand Prix will last an hour long, or for the F1 Championship. But of course, the sign-ups are open for anyone, so we are the ones going to be selecting from the sign-up. The sign-up itself is going to be formatted where you have to answer a particular question and read the rules and regulation, so we can actually get some information from you and see why you want to take part in this event, and so we can gather that and put it together and then make a judgment from that. So this is not about hot lapping, it's not about that sort of stuff aside of it. It's about adapting to the rules and following that and making sure people can cope with it. Now, of course, 22 drivers seems quite elitist when having to pick the most skillful, so there's obviously a lot of people that want to take part. So this is the perfect opportunity to introduce the GP2 Series, which will happen alongside with this championship, where it will take place a couple of days before the initial Grand Prix for the F1 Championship. Let's say, for example, Wednesday, while this will be taking place on Friday. That's not officially confirmed yet, but this is just the brief information that we're laid out here. So GP2 Series, for those, let's say, reserves or the extra sign-ups that did not get the place for the F1 Championship, will get opportunity for the season afterwards if you finish top 4 in the standings of GP2 Series, where those races will be half an hour long, and the specific car chosen for that is not yet decided, but that will be all confirmed in the upcoming days. But the sign-ups will close on 1st of April, just saying in this video. For those of you that want to show interest or want to take part, make sure you read the information description. So basically, what you're watching now is the pit maneuver for the first Grand Prix that will take place out of the 9 of the season, and this will be based on Galileo Ring. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this track from my car v car testing, but this is a refurbished version. It's made by the man himself, JVD, that you see on the screen, and he's the former, I guess, the existing champion of Season 1 that's trying to defend his title for Season 2 with a lot more competitors now, so it should be interesting with the final outcome. Now, the way the pit stop's going to work is quite straightforward. There'll be 2 mandatory pit stops for 20 seconds. As soon as your car stops at the tyre stack near the exit of the pits for any given Grand Prix, it is just an example. I'll show another example after this. As soon as the car stops there, you count for 20 seconds and then you go from that point. Of course, if there's 2 drivers going at the same time, the driver behind will have to wait behind the person in front, and then the timer will start there. It's quite self-explanatory and logical. Now, with that being said, there will be also a pit window. Now, instead of you going at any given lap, you have to go, let's say, for example, there's a 30-lap endurance race. The window will be open between lap 8 and 13, and then there'll be another window between lap 20 and 25, and those calls will be made with the racers in the lobby, and of course, they'll be given the rules in the description. There's a link to that as well, so make sure you check that out. That's basically how it's going to work. And so this way is going to make strategy and everything a little bit more interesting with the race as well, overall positions and how you approach situations. Now, second Grand Prix out of the 9 will be Circuit of the Shores. This, of course, once again made by JVD, the man himself. And this is the week after the first Grand Prix. As you can see, there'll be also qualifying sessions for all of these, by the way. This is just an example of how it's going to work. There'll be 2 different qualifier sessions. The first qualifier will be split into 2 sessions because obviously there's 22 drivers and only 13 players show up with the lap times and the leaderboard at the end. So the first qualifier will be split into 2 sessions with 11 drivers in each session, and then there will be 5 laps for that. The first lap is a warm-up lap. Then the 3 laps after that, you have to set a time. Now, the last lap is where it's the cooldown lap. You're not actually supposed to end up hot lapping that, and you're not supposed to finish the race as well. You have to wait till everyone else finishes their previous 3 hot laps that they have and finish their window for that. And then once everyone sets a time for the first qualifier session, the 10 of the quickest out of the 22 set the fastest laps out of the group will then move on to the second qualifier session, whereas the slowest 12 races, they will have to stick to those positions from the first qualifier on the actual race. So the second qualifier with the 10 of the quickest from the first qualifier will have to do another qualifier for 4 laps this time, where only 2 of the laps will count to the initial qualifier, and the first and the last don't. Last one, obviously, once again, it's a cooldown lap first one is a warm-up lap, so you only get 2 chances to really set a lap with the 10 quick races. Of course, whatever happens in the second qualifier, you know, is going to determine your top 10 position, because you're already guaranteed that position from the first qualifier, if that makes sense. I know it sounds kind of confusing at first, but of course, all of this you can read in the links down below. You can click it and check out the rules and regulations there. But for those who understand stuff more verbally like this way, then that's great. Once again, this is another pit execution maneuver. But yeah, it should be interesting. Like I said, the qualifiers will be set to GTA mode, so it's your own responsibility to not screw up and screw others, and really to focus on those laps and being consistent to get your position and determine the starting grid for each of these Grand Prix. So all of this will happen for every single one of the Grand Prix for both GP2 and Formula 1, the championship itself for Season 2. Now, to summarize this quickly and briefly, obviously just pointing out a few things if you're slightly confused still. The GP2 Series and the F1 Championship will be both taking place at the same time in the same time period from the 10-week span. You know, it's just the GP2 Series will be taking place on Wednesdays, and the actual F1 Championship Season 2 will be taking place on Fridays, but at the same time period, of course. So that's that. Now, along with the sign-ups, like I said, it is all up to you to know if you're capable of taking part in this event in the time period given. And at the same time, you know, before you sign up, choose if you want to either go in the GP2 or F1 Championship, and then, of course, explain why you want to take part and understand that you've read the rules and regulations as well. Like I said, all the links are in the description below. The format is there if you want to respond to the thread on the screen right now. Other than that, this is going to be the biggest event on GTA 5 so far, and it's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be official standings and point system, just like the way it is in F1 in real life right now. All the GFX is currently being worked on. This entire thing will be covered on my live stream officially on Twitch, of course, GUN1T1233. So give that a cheeky little follow. Of course, sign up to Apex Stalkers Forum as well, or Sweatback Hits if you want more information regarding this event. And of course, all the other information, if you're still unsure, is in the description down below of this particular video. So this should be insane, guys. I'm really excited for this. I'll see you guys there and keep you guys updated as we come closer to the event. But I'm just wanting a lot of you guys to participate if you have interest and you're capable of doing this. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Check it out. Good night. Peace. Yeah. Hey guys, here Gene. Welcome to the GTA 5 Top 5 Epic Racing Moments. This little bonus clip, Raynan at it again with his airtime takeouts, timing it to perfection. First of all,